Alright, welcome to the last video for SimCity 2000. This is Ampillion, still playing Nilbog here. Trying not to run it in the ground. Let me note that I did have to turn on no disasters for a little while there. It's kind of difficult to draw up enough money through normal means to build the arcologies I'm going to show off, without just kind of letting the game run for a little while. And while even just tabbing over to check out some music on YouTube, I came back to find that not once but twice large sections of my city were destroyed by either earthquakes or the wonderfully incompetent flying staff that populate these various airfields that I've got in town. The disasters became frequent enough that I just said, screw it, I'm going to turn them off so I can get this video done, and sure enough, I finally got enough cash to show them off. Here's the ecologies, or arcologies. Each of them has a large price tag compared to everything else in the game, but they also give you a large amount of population per space. Each one has its ups and downs. You'll also cover some of the information here. The Plymouth Arco is generally your heavy industry Arco, or your dense industrial zone Arco. It'll cover a lot of people, but it'll also more or less be like putting a large dense industry zone into an area. It does house a nice amount of people though, so if you really aren't worried too much about your pollution, you can toss that into a zone. The Forest Arco, is the total opposite of that last one, the Plymouth. It more or less contains its own, ecology inside of it. It's got this recycling. It causes very little pollution and drain on your power supply, but apparently it also can contribute to crime and some population, traffic, and etc. around it. It also holds a lot less people. The Darko, I just kind of like the looks of it. The Darko looks sort of like this huge super villain tower that just kind of hangs out evilly looking over your city. I call my super villain the evil mask, and he decides that the towns of Estonia and Denmont are too puny to be left alive on our sim nation, and from Nilbog he launches his evil attacks upon resident cities, loots them, and then Captain Planet shows up and kicks his ass, and the episode is over. Anyway, no, I don't want to save the city. I'd like to look a little less like a nerd, so let's remove that one and we'll go back to the arcologies page. And the launch arco is your biggest, baddest arco, the creme de la creme of the arcologies that you can get. Costs the most, holds the most population, is pretty self-sufficient. It also has the hidden little secret in the game that if you build 349 of them, they will launch off into space, which is the final secret of Sim Earth, which I am guessing refers to the fact that there was like a mode in Sim Earth where you had to develop new planets into colonies for your people, and I guess they were supposed to be little arcology domes, which kind of look a little like this top part here. We're gonna go with the launch arco, however, since I saved the money for it. and bam. As you'll see, it has its cap capacity and its current capacity, which is obviously 0 since I just put it in place. We've got the commerce demanding airports. I'm going to ignore it for the simple fact that I don't have a lot of room as it is anyway, and those guys are constantly getting my stuff destroyed, so the hell with them. I'm going to build power lines for my wonderful project here. Oops, that's kind of pointless to build power lines to the water. Alright, that should be fun. Now, eventually, you'll start to get population into it. You'll also want to try to cover for police and fire and hospital coverage for it, because while it can usually take care of its own water and power, it also kind of needs the services from outside, the municipal services. So as you can see, my budget's hardy enough that we can kind of hang out and wait for the next couple of years while money recovers from our arcology purchase, and we'll eventually just put more and more of them until, you know, you get as many as you want, or you get bored of the game, because that's all there is to this mode at this point, is just building arcologies, seeing how big you can get your population, what kind of cash flow you can pull in, and that's pretty much the game there. I'll save, and we'll take a look at some of the disasters real quick. Let me turn off disasters, or the no disasters, or else we won't see them. The easiest way to take care of these disasters in the normal game when you're playing, like should they just pop up, is, especially if you get a nasty fire or an air crash or even an earthquake, they usually will end up giving you a lot of fires to deal with, and the best way to deal with them is, if you have a small contained fire like this right here, just toss fire guys. Flames engulf a chair, which is essentially what just happened there. A small little square. You just surround it in the fire dispatching firefighter icons, and they'll take care of it in no time. Floods will cause a lot of havoc to anything around a water source. They will come in, wipe things out, give it a little time, and they'll just recede back, which isn't a big loss if you're only keeping a few building types around the edges. Like with what I did here in no bog was most of my pumping systems and seaports are majority of things on the coastline. So I might lose some pumps, but you can rebuild those, and any zone buildings that are destroyed in a disaster will just pop back up after get a little bit of downtime. They'll pop back up. They'll build themselves out. I'll just reload real quick. All right, air crashes. These occur a lot if you have airports, because like I've said several times, pilots apparently just do not know how to fly planes. It usually just creates a lot of fires, and all you have to do is kind of surround them with, yes I can, thanks, just surround them with these firefighter icons, and they'll take care of it. And alright, so monster attack, you'll see this thing on the menu screen when you first come in. This large creature will show up. He kind of just walks around for the most part, but every once in a while you see him shoot lasers out and he'll blow up things. If you have military units, you can send them in and they'll fight the robot monstrosity off, but otherwise he just kind of wanders through like some of the other units do, or the other disasters will, and gone.